So why is it important to do past version healing? So past version healing can be any version of us. It doesn't have to be our inner child. And a lot of times in spirituality, we hyper focus on, oh, you need to heal your inner child. That's how you make forward movement and progress. And like, that's great. And that's one aspect of spirituality. And sometimes we're not ready to go in and do that deep trauma healing work because it was just a lot. And so you can start with versions that are closer to you. You can start with versions of you yesterday or versions of you in your 20s or your teenager years. Like, it can be any version of you that is a past version. And so sometimes when you start working with those before you get to the inner children, it makes the inner children feel a little bit easier about doing that type of work, right? Okay, so it is important because a lot of the times what we do is we look back in our past and ourselves and we berate ourselves. And we say, you could have done this better. And why did you act like this? Why did you talk like this? All of these things, right? And what that is doing is not only harming us, but it's harming those versions of us. Like, it's very cyclical. If you believe that time isn't linear and we all have this forward fluid movement through time and space, that affects you in so many different capacities. And so when we offer forgiveness to them and say, hey, I know that you were doing the best that you could with what you had in your toolkit and your level of consciousness, and like, that's okay. I'm giving you a big loving, warm embrace. Like, it is okay. And can you forgive me? Can you forgive me for speaking to you in that way? Like, would you talk to a child that way, or would you talk to your friend that way? Like, you have to conceptualize it as it's a different version of you that was living in a different time and space and reality. And so just like with a friend or your child, like, we don't speak to people that way because we know how detrimental that is. And so sometimes when you break them off as different consciousness forms, because they are, but if you break them off and you say like, hey, I'm sorry that I spoke to you that way. What can I do to help you heal? I am now the higher self. I am coming in to help you. I am coming in to be the teacher, the guide, the support, the mother, the father, the friend that you needed during that time. What can I do to help you release from that time stamp that you're in? And we're going to do it together, and I'm going to love and support you through it. And when you do that and you help them, they help you in the present now, which shifts and changes your future. Like, that is a lot of how you can do this timeline shifting that everybody is talking about. And quantum shifting is by going back, asking for forgiveness and giving forgiveness to those younger versions of yourself. If you need help with that, I do offer past version healing. This is something you can do on your own as well. I have videos on my YouTube about how to do it, and it's under Soulharmonyhealing.